Wait, you've only been working for me for like 5 years. If you edited full-time for 10 years, who did you edit for before? Brilliant. Great, I'm so happy that was the top comment of the video. So if you are new here from the last video, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. Today we're gonna be answering some of the questions you left in the comments below. We're not gonna get to all of them because there was quite a few, but if you wanna see this video again, let me know. But I have a few selected, we're gonna read through them. I'm gonna give you maybe some tutorials in this video, so stay tuned. I haven't planned this video. This is all just raw dogging. Okay, so let's just jump straight into the question. Wait, this is not a question. Your skin reminds me of whole wheat bread. Brilliant. You know, very creative insult. Not quite sure what you meant by there. It's just weird that you name your whole YouTube channel after your mum. I'm the funniest person in this room. Spoiler alert. I'm the only one in this room. Okay, all jokes aside, let's get into this, okay? So Thomas has said, so in this video you covered a lot of the Premiere Pro effects and stuff inside the software, but what about the storytelling aspects and the art of video editing and crafting a story that the viewer watches to the end? So this is a very open question. It's hard to explain just me sat here to the camera. But essentially, you want to tell a story the fastest way possible. So that means just cutting out a lot of fluff that doesn't add to the story, that does nothing to the video and can live without it, essentially. For example, I'll have a Smitty video. He'll send me an hour of footage. I will do a very rough cut through. So like, I'll just watch through it and just chop out dead space and stuff that I don't think will add to the video. As I get to the end of the video, I already have like a mental storyboard in my head that I want to follow. So then I'll go back through and do a second cut right after that, knowing how the video flows a little bit in my head already, knowing I can cut, hey, this part does nothing for the video. Let's get rid of this section. Let's get rid of this section. The flow is the most important thing. The cutting process is priority number one, in my opinion. You can have all the flashy effects in the world, but if the story isn't being told in the fastest and most efficient way possible, then people will just get bored and click off it, and all your visual stuff won't matter because people just won't get there. Okay, moving on. Mythical asks me, how long a day do I spend editing? I see Smitty uploading a video every 3 to 4 days, so I'm wondering how you can balance out and speed up your workload to meet the deadlines. How long do I spend editing? I think I actually tweeted this the other day. I think it's easy to count the hours that I'm not editing. I would say I'm probably doing about 7 to 10 hours every single day of just editing. And then granted, that's not all for me. I do a bit on the side for Tyler. I'll do stuff for myself. Because we have such short deadlines and the videos are very in-depth and very, very, very hard to do. Yeah, I have to basically live and breathe editing, which may sound like a complaint, and it's not. I do love what I do, but even though it's not a very physical job, mentally it can be very exhausting, so I think it's very important to balance it with your personal life. A good thing that I've learned to do is, let's say if I had some subtitles to do in the video, I'll go over to Google, search timer. Here, I'll do 2 hours, I'll press play, I'll full screen this on a second monitor, and I will put every device I have on Do Not Disturb. And I will not stop editing until this timer goes or something like that. And then once this timer is done, that's when I'll take a break. I'll go and hang out with the girlfriend. I'll go walk my dog. Just breaking it up like that makes it 10 times better. And in my opinion, a lot more productive. Instead of me just working for 2 hours, but like looking at Twitter and watching Netflix and YouTube, I'm just focused for 2 hours. And then I feel like I work a lot faster and harder doing it that way. How do I speed things up? Like I said, I make a lot of presets that I can just drag and drop. Another thing for me is keyboard shortcuts. So I have G Pro Superlight, and these 2 buttons, this one I have as my delete key. So instead of reaching over and pressing backspace, I'll delete on here. So when I'm cutting, it's just click, delete, click, delete. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you multiply that over the space of a week, I probably saved a lot of time just pressing this one button. What else do I do to speed stuff up? Honestly, a big thing is just being organized. Have all your sound effects in one place on your PC. Have all your music categorized into like epic moments, funny, sad, classical. Then you just know where everything is. And recently I downloaded a piece of software called Everywhere, I believe it's called, where you just search what you want and it pops up straight away without your computer taking forever to search all your files. But yeah, to summarize this question, it is just working hard, essentially. Because in my head, if I don't do it, somebody else can. How do you make text easily stick to something in the sense of tracking? Well, Let me show you. Okay, if you look at my laptop here, I have a clip from a Smitty video where he's playing PUBG. And then blog says,
my Uber sucks.
My Uber sucks. So what I would do over here, I would grab a blog subtitle, which is dark blue. I would click here, my Uber sucks. Sucks. Oh, Then I would go over to my preset, text bounce final. I will drag that on. And as you can see, it gives it a little bounce just to give it a little bit of motion. Then you drag out the text for as long as blog speaks. So it's about right there. And then I will cut this right here because we're gonna take this into After Effects. So what you wanna do, I don't know if this is necessary, this is just what I do. Because I have this little bounce preset here, towards the end where blog stops talking, I will go to the opacity, press a keyframe, go to the end and make that go to 0 so it fades out. Then right click this, nest this, press OK. So now you have your text here. Highlight both of these, right click this, replace this with After Effects composition. Click that. Okay, now you have After Effects. So what you want to do, you don't have to do it like this. You can do all this into Premiere, but this is the best and fastest way that I have found. So now you want to right click here, go to new, and make a new null object. Okay, very important. Then click on your footage track, for which case it's named just the date of when he recorded this. And then you wanna make sure you have the tracking window open. So if you go to window, you see tracker right here, click this, it will open over here. Now you wanna press track motion. So once you have pressed that, this little box will appear on your screen. So now you drag this over the thing that you want to track. See, you can just press play here and it will try and track it itself, but as you can see, it's not very good. So what I will do is I'll go 1 frame forward, press that. Now you can see the keyframes on your screen. So now you want to go frame by frame. I do this by pressing Control and right arrow, just tracking roughly around the same spot of where you want this text to track to. Or in this case, as the comment said, stick to. So once you have done that, you will see all these keyframes on your screen following the same spot that you want to. So over here, this is very important. You want to make sure your motion target is aligned to the null that you made down here. If it's not, you can just press edit and can switch it. But for this case, it's done it for us, which is cool. So now all you do, you press apply, okay. And then if you click on the null here, you can see that that red box is just following that. So all you have to do now is click your text layer down here, drag this where you want it. You see this little squiggle? Drag this to the null. Then if you go back and press play, that is tracked to matte. And it looks very smooth. And if you want to take this 1 step further, so you see right now, there's no motion blur. If you press this little box right here, watch the text. It will add a little bit of motion to every time it moves, which is what I do because I feel like it blends into the scene better. That is how I track text every single time in a video. I hope that wasn't confusing. I'm really sorry if it was. Ratty Live has asked me, I'm aspiring to make editing YouTube gaming videos my career. Do you have any tips or advice on how to start editing for YouTubers? I got pretty lucky. I was a fan of the crew, like KYR, Speedy, Sidearms, Jehovah, Nobody Epic, all them guys. I was editing a little bit at this time. I was still doing a full-time job. I was working at a restaurant, being a chef. A little bit of a law job for you there. And then what happened? The crew came over to England. Me and my friend drove down and made a video on it. And then just doing that got me into that community. I had a friend there called Charlie. She introduced me to everyone basically. And then honestly, it's just making connections. For me, I got really lucky because of Charlie. She knew the crew really well. Then I started working for Sidearms. Sidearms was actually the person who paid me enough where I could leave the restaurant because I was so unhappy for them. So Sidearms gave me the first step into this world as a full-time job. So I'll always appreciate Sidearms. And then I met a certain YouTuber and worked for him for a while, which also put me in contact with the other group like Smitty, Wildcat, all them guys, and that's how we are now. So yeah, it is literally just making connections. Don't be scared to reach out, but just don't be annoying with it. Don't tweet them all the time. Don't email their business. Make a name for yourself with editing, show your skills, and then you'll get hired, honestly. Treat it like a job and a hobby at the same time. Put in the effort, put in the work, and then you'll see results. I am a living and breathing example. A good example of this is someone I know called Mikey. He is the Will and E editor. And he made like an editing reel kind of, hey, look at me, I can be your editor. And it was really good. And that ended up getting him the job. And now he is like a big character on the Will and E channel. Shout out Mikey. He is, every time I see him in a YouTube video, he's always hilarious. His editing is so good. Shout out Mikey. I like Mikey. What program did you start editing with? Did you start with Premiere Pro or another program before slowly switching over to I did not start with Premiere Pro. That was pretty recent, kinda. I started out with Windows Movie Maker, legit. I made everything on Windows Movie Maker, and then I think I definitely illegally did not crack Sony Vegas. And then yeah, I was on Sony Vegas for years. I was like, I am never leaving Sony Vegas. It's what I know and love. And then I saw other people's editing just start to skyrocket. And I'm like, damn, I'm falling behind here. And then I got into a call with Buys, and then Buys kind of showed me like, hey, here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. And then that was when I switched over to Premiere Pro. I could get you a date, actually. I know exactly when I switched over to Premiere Pro. So this is my first ever Premiere Pro video, Sea of Thieves. And this was uploaded 28th of May in 2020. So 5 years ago is when I made the switch over to Premiere. And that honestly feels like not that long ago. But yeah, I honestly thought I would never leave Sony Vegas. Smitty still uses Sony Vegas. Shame. The man who is worth it has asked me, how chill is it being an editor? What can be stressful? What can be stressful? I feel like I'm always stressed doing this job. I have a story for you though. So what video was it? So this video right here, this game almost ruined our friendships. This is a 40-minute long video with a lot of sound effects and a lot of music. And the day that I went to render this video, the video was fully done and it was going live the next day. Wrong. Mid-editing this video, my PC had an update. When I closed it one night, I'm like, okay, we'll do the update overnight. I'll wake up, continue editing the video. However, 9 hours later, I went back to my PC in the morning and it was still updating. It was still had like the little loading circle thing. I was like, oh, that could be a problem. So I left it, went and got some breakfast, came back and it was still doing it. So eventually I just turned off my PC and my whole PC bricked. I had to fully factory reset the PC, had to re-edit most of the video. It was honestly the worst day of my life. I fell asleep in my office that night editing that video. I think we have a picture of that my girlfriend took because she brought me a pillow down. Because of that, that put me behind. So like the next 5 videos, the stress was just overwhelming. It was like I was constantly behind. So I would say the most stressful thing about editing is just the deadlines, like knowing you have to finish a full video in 3 days, if you're not ahead of schedule already, can be pretty daunting and stressful. Being ahead of schedule helps a lot. And as I'm recording this video, I am not. So I am a little bit stressed because we have a video going live in 2 days. So that's always fun. I'm curious about your video editing process. Could you tell us the steps you take starting from your initial planning to the final edits? Okay, I'll summarize this as fast as possible. I've already kind of touched on this in the question earlier. I will do a very rough cut. I will go back through that cut and make changes to the cut to cut down the video a little bit better. Then I will do all the zooms on the video. But at the same time, as I'm doing this, I'm also adding markers. So for me, I have like a little color system. So a red marker, that means epic moment. Green marker, that means like an edit of some sort. A white marker, that means I have the subtitle there. A pink marker, that means a very specific sound effects that I don't want to forget that needs to go there. So after the zooms are done, I will go through and do music. So all the red markers, I will go through every single one, do the music where they need to go. When the music's done, I will go through and do another full pass of sound effects. That is probably the longest step of the whole process, is doing the sound effects. That can take anywhere from 2 hours to like 6 hours. That is a very lengthy process, but obviously very specific to Smitty's channel. After sound effects are done, I will go through and do all the green markers. So like, for example, a picture needs to pop up on screen, or like I need to do like a replay kind of thing. And then I will go through and do subtitles. Subtitles are the last thing, because if I'm on a time crunch, I can pick and choose how in-depth I want to go with subtitles. So I'll always leave that as like a little buffer at the end. And then the video is done. I will then upload it to Frame. Smitty will watch it. He will do a pass of notes. I will go back in. I will do the notes. I will render. I'll upload it to Frame or the channel. Boom, video done. And then I'll do all that again and again and again and again and again. And there's no end in sight. That is a very summarized timeline of events of when I'm editing a video. OMG, as a gaming video editor, I was dreaming about this video. Thank you so much, Widdas. Edited, never mind. I thought you would actually show us how to edit a Smitty video, like timeline cuts and what to cut and what to keep. Sound effects, how to apply and not to go ham, basically how to balance a gaming video. If you can do such a video in the future, it'll be much appreciated. Thank you again. I am so sorry for disappointing you the first time. Yes, I've always wanted to kind of show my process. I guess I kind of went into this video, but this is gonna bring me on to something that I wanna bring up. In the upcoming months, I'm gonna release a very select few slots where you can buy a course. I'm not a crypto bro, I promise. And you can send me a video. I will review the video. I will give you pointers. And then after that, we'll get into a call. We'll watch the video again. You can ask me as many questions as you want, how to do stuff. I will give you that information, and then you'll go away. You'll make another video. You'll come back with this video. I'll see what you have changed on improvements. I will review that video. If that is something that you might be interested in, here I'm trying to gauge if this is something people would actually want to do. There's gonna be a pinned comment on this video, so scroll down, leave a comment saying, yes, I would be very interested in this. It might be a monthly thing where I give 5 slots a month, but I want it to be very engaging with you. So like, I will sit in a call, I'll do every tutorial you want, and I think it'll be very beneficial to like new and upcoming editors who wanna learn how to make this a job. So yeah, go to that comment, let me know if you are interested in that. It is something I've been thinking about a lot, and I think it could be a good way to share my knowledge with you guys. This guy said, put the milk in the bag, little bro. So I feel like could be a HR problem if I was to do that. Milk in the bag. We're just gonna move on. Actually, I don't even know why I read that out loud. Real Chicken said, bro is editing his editing. Incorrect. I have 2 very talented editors. I have Apex, who does all my gaming stuff. Go subscribe, by the way. And then I have Jed, who does all these videos. Hi, Jed. Thank you for editing this video. Record yourself so people can see you right now.
Do I really have to wave? Right, okay.
Thank you. But without these 2, these videos wouldn't exist. I do not have the time to do this myself. Obviously, if I did have the time, I would do it, but it's just, with the SME schedule, it's not possible to do. Both of their links can be found in the description, by the way. Go check them out and give them some love. Josh has asked, how much do you earn? Josh, I expected better from you. First of all, bold to assume that I get paid. I'm joking. If you've seen the short on my gaming channel, they got 1.7 million views, which is kind of crazy. We joke about that I didn't get paid. Here, I'll just play it right now.
Buddy, I'm docking your pay.
You get paid?
See, that was the first one that I
Is
wrote
it
down.
actually the... Bro, we do get paid. It is a good wage. It makes it so I can do this full time. And I've never been more appreciative of Smitty and what he does for us. But Josh, go f yourself, buddy. That is a rude question. You don't ask how many people, you don't ask people how much they make, okay? Are you British? If you are, how are your teeth so straight? Bro, that is where we're gonna end this video. What kind of question is it? This is meant to be editing questions. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But if you enjoyed this video and want to see more editing stuff, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. We are pretty close to 100K, which is kind of crazy. I want to put 100K plaque in the studio somewhere. There's a wall right there that would look really good on. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. And yeah, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll let you go on with your day. And again, go follow my gaming channel. I upload there a lot more. Go do it. If not, I will...